Yo, it's Mo Flava. You're here for the catch-up, right? Nice one. Always good to have you back. But don't forget, the real vibe happens on 947, weekdays 9 a.m. to 12. In the meantime, kick back and enjoy more of the good stuff right here on Prime Media Plus.
You're listening to
Mo Flava on 947.
We're halfway through the year, and with that comes your academic realities, which is why it's so important for you and I to have this conversation with Regent Business School, because with mid-year registrations open, you might be looking for, a moment to really sort of advance your qualifications, and then having to balance work, family, and other commitments. It's hectic. So Regent Business School is positioning itself as a partner when it comes to flexibility, accessibility to learning that is really just designed for your realities and today's work realities as well. They're guided by their philosophy of teaching different things differently, and they combine innovation and tech to really just tailor a great academic experience for you. So let me not be the one who tells you all about it. We thought it would be a good idea to bring in on the line Dr. Shaheim Patel, the Academic Dean at Regent Business School. Good morning, Dr. Patel. Welcome.
Morning, Mo Flava. Thank you very much.
So let's talk about this. I want to drum on this one. The fact that Regent has positions itself around preparing students for the world of work. What key skills does a graduate and a working professional need to stay relevant, especially when you look at the rapidly changing economy that we find ourselves in these days?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest risks that a student could make, or potential student could make, is to stand still. I think we don't have the luxury any longer of relying on past education experiences to carry us through to retirement. I think that it doesn't have the longevity and the legs to carry us that long. So the question then becomes, what are the skills we need? And I think we need to be more curious. We need to be more creative. We need to exercise better judgment, leadership, emotional intelligence, all the things that make us human. And then if we can supplement that with technological skills that just become part and parcel of the total skill set rather than becoming the skill set in its entirety, I think that will really set a student up for success going forward.
Absolutely. And I mean, one of the other things is you spoke about not wanting, not being still as a student, that you have to act. Then it comes having to balance life, as it were, because how do you as Regent make it possible for students to continue learning without having to put our lives on hold and our careers on hold because now you want to focus on your studies?
We recognize that most of our students, in fact, many of our students, are not just employees. They're entrepreneurs, they've got side hustles, business owners, they're professionals, and many people just looking to pivot in their careers. So given that busyness and noise, we recognize the need for flexibility, and we try and do that in a number of ways. Number one, we're a primarily distance learning institution. So you can access our content and our learning platforms online from pretty much anywhere in the world at any time of the day. So that's number one. Number two, what we try and do is we try and give you the balance of saying that, look, we're not just giving you theory. We also want to give you the practical elements that come with education as well, because that's another key part of being flexible. If you only give somebody so-called theoretical knowledge, without giving and closing the loop with practical knowledge, we think that you'll be a deficient graduate. So in that way, we try and make sure we have opportunities for you to learn theoretically as well as practically in ways that suits your lifestyle, because we know that you can't put your lifestyle on hold anymore and say, I'm going to take 6 or 12 months out of my life, I'm going to pause my life to go and study, and I'll come back into the so-called real world. That doesn't work anymore. So we're trying to make sure that our offerings fit that lifestyle.
Yeah, that's so important, Dr. Patel, because ultimately we've set goals in place. There's certain things we want to achieve, and sometimes we want to take it all at one go. So it's about finding that balance. It's so important. You guys also speak about teaching different things differently. In practice, what does that mean?
Teaching different things differently simply means that the knowledge that people have always searched for historically over the generations is no longer a secret. In fact, it's now in everybody's pocket. So it's no longer this thing of where do I go to find information, or who has information, where do I find that person? Those days are over. Now we need to say, well, okay, what do you do with that information? And that's the different things that we're talking about. We're now trying to say that can we take knowledge that's known to everybody and try to apply that in a problem-solving mindset? And we do that differently. So instead of just books and assignments in the traditional sense. We try and make sure that there's an experiential element. So if you do come onto our campuses, we'll put you through a series of simulations. If you can't make it onto our campus, we'll do that in an online setting where we simulate the so-called real world and say, right now you're going to find yourself in a boardroom. You're going to find yourself with a series of executives trying to make sure you move a particular organization or industry forward, and you do that in a controlled environment. So that's our philosophy of doing things, teaching different things differently, is simply to say that we can't do the traditional any longer. We need to find new ways of solving new problems.
Absolutely. And ultimately, when you're done with your studies and all, it's really about, can you do the thing? Can you do the job? Can you do the dance? And I think that's ultimately what we all want to be able to have as we walk out of it. Dr. Patel, so much to talk about, but not enough time. If anybody's interested, maybe they've been thinking about it since January as part of the resolutions, and now they're thinking, all right, that's it, I'm ready to study. What should they do in getting in touch with Regent Business School?
You can head to www.regent.ac.za. You can find us on social media. Pretty much every platform is where you'll find us. And lastly, we have physical presences in all our big metros across the country, so you can find somebody when you want the personal touch to help you make the right decision for your education.
Brilliant. Dr. Shaheim Patel, thank you so much for your time and all the best for what's left of this academic year.
Thank you so much, and all the best to you as well.
Thank you so much. The Academic Dean at Regent Business School. So perhaps now is the time, right? Get on it.
947